Waiting for it to tell me we've started. I think we probably started and you watch me now, but it doesn't say so over there yet. Oh, now I see it. Hey everybody, how's it going? Ignore the dancing that happened before. That's nothing. Don't worry about it. Welcome to Mina Studio. Today, I just want to come on live real quick. Not real quick. Yeah, real quick. We'll see how quick it is. And go over my new streaming setup with a DSLR now instead of my webcam. You can probably tell a difference if you've seen any of my live streams before, although you probably didn't take note of exactly the quality of all that stuff. Anyways, you could probably tell it might look different than a lot of webcams and live streams you might see, especially from phones and webcams and such. So I have been using this Logitech C920 webcam, which is really good and I really like it. But I wanted an upgrade, so I bought a Camlink, which I'll show you in a little bit, and upgraded so that I could use my Canon SL2 DSLR as a webcam, which is what you are seeing right now. So my stream quality just says okay, so your stream might not be super sharp right now. That's the stream quality, not the camera. Hopefully it'll bump up to good soon enough so you can see how sharp the DSLR is as a webcam. But that's what I want to do today, just show you that real quick, test it out real quick. I'm doing a new live stream on the REAWAKEN hymns channel, which, by the way, if you don't know, you probably do. Well, you probably right there. I have another channel called REAWAKEN Hymns where I make versions of modern hymns, and on that channel I have a live stream going on called Those Worship People, which I interview different worship leaders and worship creators from around the world. I chat with them over the internet because they're in all different places. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to upgrade my live stream setup, just because I wanted that to look as best as it could, and hopefully it will. The other more pressing reason why I upgraded my live stream was because I really had to if I wanted to live stream my album release party. So I had an album release party on Friday for this. Shameless self-promotion, haha. Modern Hymnal Volume 1, which you can go get right now if you want to. Also, if you have Spotify or Google Play or Apple Music or any of those streaming things, it's on there as well. But yeah, so I just released this CD, Modern Hymnal Volume 1, full of modern hymns for REAWAKEN Hymns. And I wanted to live stream the album release party on Friday, and I couldn't do that with a webcam. You just can't, because I was in a church and I was on stage. And if I wanted to stream with a webcam, they're super wide angle, so it would literally have to be sitting right here. This is what you'd see if you were in the audience. You'd see a webcam right here in front of my face as I was playing. So that's no good. The other thing is I needed something that could work in a darker environment, which webcams need a lot of light to work well. So my DSLR was the obvious option. So that's why I upgraded. All right, so those are the reasons why I upgraded. Now let me show you what I upgraded. And I wanted to show you this. Well, one, I wanted to just test it myself. I tested it at my album release party, which it worked really, really well for. I had audio issues, but that was no fault of this setup. And I wanted to test it out in my normal live streaming environment that I use for those worship people and stuff, just so we can figure that out. And then I wanted to show it to you, too, in case you are a live streamer, or if you live stream for your church, or I know a lot of people, maybe they have their pastors come on Facebook Live or YouTube Live every once in a while and just talk to the congregation. Could be announcements, could be sermon bits, could be previews, any of that stuff. If you already have a DSLR, which a lot of churches that do video have a DSLR because they're great ways to create budget, good-looking videos. If your church already has a DSLR, it might be a really good investment to spend the $100 on the Camlink, so you can use your DSLR as a webcam, and then your live streams. I was redundant. Your live streams can look as good as your videos do, really, relatively. So that's the other reason I wanted to show this to you. All right, so let me show you what it is. So a Camlink is really just, I'm not sure that. I guess it's a what's the technical name for this? It's like a encoder. Encoder. That's the word I'm looking for. It's an encoder. So your DSLR was not meant to be used in a live setting like I am using it right now. So you can't just plug it into your computer because your computer doesn't know what to do with that raw HDMI signal that you're getting from the display. A webcam is built to do that. It goes through USB. Your computer knows what to do, etc. And then the other thing is most computers don't really have HDMI input. That's pretty rare. So you'll need something like this. So this was like $116 on Amazon when I got it. There's a link in the description below too if you're interested. $116. And basically what it is, it's plugged in now, so I can't, well, I'll show you with the webcam. But it's, let me get it, well, it's blurry because I'm using that. So it's basically just a USB dongle. On one end is USB. Sorry, this is backwards. I can't point right. There's USB on one end, and then on the other end, this is hard backwards, like doing it through a mirror, is HDMI. So you just go out from your camera into this HDMI, and then this plugs straight into your computer, and you get a signal. Now, you will need a camera with a clean HDMI signal, which not all have. You often have those buttons on the screen. In fact, I can show you that right now. Let me show you what it would look like if you can't get a clean HDMI out. Let's see, where's this? Oh, I'm gonna mess everything up. There. So now you can see what you might. So this is taking your viewfinder or your LCD screen, what's on there, and it's sending it to the computer. So if you don't have the ability to take all this stuff, like this and that and this and that, off of the screen, then it's gonna look really bad. You need a way to do that. The SL2 can, there's an info button that does so. Press that, get that off. Oh, there's a lot more info. Oh, there's a histogram. You don't want any of that on there. Oh, there we go. Now it's clean. So you got to make sure your camera can do that. I'm sure you can Google that. I can't tell you which cameras do that. I do know the Canon SL2 can. So that's really all you need if you have a DSLR. Just make sure it has a clean output and, of course, an HDMI out, which, again, the Canon SL2 does. And then you can go straight to your computer, and it'll look like this. The other option is the Blackmagic mini recorder. I'm not sure the name of it. Mini Ultra Studio recorder. Something. It does a similar thing as the Camlink. I almost bought it because everybody says it was better, but I've not had any problems with this. And this is cheaper. And most importantly, I didn't have to buy a bunch of cables because this is straight into USB. The Ultra Studio goes in Thunderbolt, but it goes in Thunderbolt 2, which my computer doesn't have anymore because it's USB-C or Thunderbolt 3. So I would have had to buy a Thunderbolt 3 to 2 adapter, which is like $50, and then a Thunderbolt cable, which is like $30, and it would have been way more money, way more hassle. So Camlink works great for me, and I'm using a Mac, and I'm using OBS to stream, which if you stream, you might not know what that is. It's the broadcaster software. It's what takes the video and sends it to YouTube. So let me show you the difference because this is fun. So this here that you're seeing is the Camlink. It is a Canon SL2 going into the Camlink, going into my Mac, which is going into OBS, which is going into YouTube. I know that's a lot. So this is what the DSLR looks like. And then let me go to the, I got to move my camera over. There's my webcam. And this is what the, this is what the webcam looks like. So you can see a big difference there probably. The webcam doesn't look bad. It's a bit overexposed, but or it is on my screen at least. But it looks really good. And if I started with this and you didn't see the DSLR first, I don't think you would think, oh, that doesn't look good. You would think it looks pretty good. And it does. This is what I've been using, and I really like it. If you make your screen bigger, you'll be able to tell much more difference. If it's a small little YouTube screen, then they're both going to look really sharp, obviously, because everything looks sharp when it's small. So if you want to see the big difference right now, make your screen bigger. You can make full screen or whatever. If you put your YouTube window in full screen, you'll see a massive difference. So I'll give you a second to do that. There's a full screen button on the bottom. Star Wars mug, by the way. Chewbacca. Alright, so this is the webcam in full screen, and I'll go back to the DSLR. Now you can see that my webcam's in the way. You can see a big difference, right? This might look a little red. Ignore that. That was just my fault, not color, doing the right color temperature. So, but you can see this is much sharper. The background, you can see I got some nice blur on the background for separation. That helps a lot to keep the focus on the person. I don't have a whole lot of blur because my camera's pretty close to me. I'm not that far from the background, and it's a 2.8 aperture. So all that equals just slight blur. If I were to put on my 50mm 1.8 lens and I were to step away from the background a little more, then it would be totally blurry in the background. But I didn't want that close-up look. I wanted a little more wide angle. So this is what it looks like. Maybe I'll show you what the 50 would look like. Yeah, I think I will. But I'll do that in a bit. So let me go back and forth again. Canon DSLR right here. Webcam right here. That's the Logitech webcam. And you know what? Sorry, went black. It's gonna go black for a second. I'm gonna show you what the face, what does Mac call their webcams? Whatever. The built-in webcam. I'm gonna show you what that looks like, because that would be worse than both of them. So it's gonna go black for a second, so stick with me. I'm still here. I'm just getting the other webcam, FaceTime HD built-in camera. That's what it's called. There we go. Ooh, that's blue. All right. Well, it wouldn't normally be that blue, but I can. And it's in 720. So you can see how not great the FaceTime is. Let me get that blueness out of there. Ooh, that is blue. I don't think I can. I don't have a manual. Oh, there it is. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. All right. I don't know why it's not focusing either, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this is what the FaceTime camera looks like. As you can see, really the worst you can get. So if you're in a live stream, please don't use the camera built into your computer unless that's all you've got. Then do it. If it's all you got, then do it. But yeah, otherwise. So let me go back. So that's the FaceTime camera. We'll step it up to the Logitech C920, which is the webcam I typically use. That looks way better already, right? So this is the Logitech webcam. Step it up one more time to the DSLR. There we go. So that's the difference. That's just my webcam. So you can see a big difference from each step. So if you just, want to live stream, you don't have a DSLR, and you've got $60 that you can spend, then get this Logitech C920, because looks pretty good. It looks really good as long as you have decent lighting as well. But again, I wanted to step up, and as you can tell when I switch, it is quite the step up. Looks like a real camera, because it is a real camera. So let me show you what the Camlink looks like. I'm going to take you on a journey with my webcam here. All right. So it's plugged in, so I got to show you this way. But here is, sorry for the craziness. Here's the Camlink. Oh, just a second. There we go. There's the Camlink there. I know it's not focused. Hold on. So as I said, it's just a little dongle. That's what they're called, dongles. Let me focus it. There we go. Sort of focused. So yeah, on this side, this cable matters here. That's a HDMI cable that's going out to my camera. And then you can see here is the Camlink. And then it came with a little USB extension cable, which is nice, because if this USB right here is just plugged in the back of my computer, it's easy to rip it out. So they have a little USB extension that's plugged into my computer. That's just USB extension right there. So USB, and this side is the HDMI that goes to my camera. Follow that up. There's my computer. Oh, that was crazy. All right, and then here's my camera. You can see it set up there. Canon DSLR. It's just set up right behind my computer, just like a webcam would be. And you can see I got my lights there too. Very, very important. It's a $60 light kit. Buy those. That's very, very important to getting good video. So you can see on that side, there's an HDMI that goes in, and that's the whole setup. That's all it is. It's not complicated at all. It's really easy. It was plenty easy to bring all this to the church and set up for my live stream. Let me get back to the good camera, since that's what we're talking about. There we go. Yep. So that's the Camlink 4K. Again, there's a link in the description below, and I mean, look at it. Look at it. It's so sharp. It's the background's blurred. It's like I'm using a real camera to live stream. I love it. And I know a lot of people, and you know this, most people in your congregation or your YouTube audience or population in general aren't going to notice consciously the difference. People who make videos and just observant, artistic people could and probably will see the difference, but most people only see it subconsciously, right? But they will see it. They won't know you've upgraded. Like, you won't be like, did you see my upgrade? And they'll be like, I don't know. But when they see this, it looks more professional. And that subconsciously in your mind, it kind of elevates the status of what you're watching, right? For instance, if I come on live with this and I'm talking and you're like, well, I shouldn't really listen to this guy about tech stuff because it looks like he's streaming from a webcam made in 1984. So, and this isn't as fun to watch either. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. So people will think, okay, this is an amateur live stream. Then you step up to this. Oh, that's in the wrong place. Especially if you have it framed like that. You see this and like, oh yeah, okay, now we got something that's set up. It's framed. The webcam looks pretty good. Still looks like a webcam if it's big, but yeah, that's definitely more professional, you know, etc. And then, but it looks again like a lot of live streams you'd see. And then if you step up to this, now it separates you. It looks more professional than most live streams you'll see, and again elevates and say, oh, this is a real deal. This is the real deal. This is important. You know, it's all subconscious, but it's there. So, and I want to make sure that I go with what you're actually saying is more important than all of that stuff. Just so you don't think I'm all about, you know, tech means everything. Just using tech as a tool. And I'm a photographer, and I just, you know, I like it to look good. It's like buying a fancy guitar if you're a guitar player. You want good tools. So, all right, that's what I got. I was going to do some, I was going to show you the 50. So, yeah, let me show you what it could look like if you, once you use another lens. I'm going to disappear for a second because I'm going to put the 50mm on this. It's also going to look terrible and go blank for a while. But stay with me. I'm going to put a 50mm 1.8 on this real quick so you can see what it would look like if you were like farther away and you wanted more blur in the background. So hold up. Do we get it back? Yep. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So let me. Okay. So you can see I'm like kneeling in the back. You can see it's very, very. Can't get in the focus field here. There it is. So as you can see, yeah, lots of separation. You can see I can barely move because that's how. If I go, oh, it gets out of focus. Out of focus. So. Yeah, so this is a 51.8, and again, you can see the background totally blurred out. I didn't adjust exposure, that's why it's overexposed, because I'm going to go back to the other one. But you can see, again, this is not what normal live streams look like. So this, I really like how this looks. I just didn't have enough room to put the 50 far enough away to do this today, because I had something back there. As you can see, it's a little close right now. Although you get to see my beard and my beautiful green eyes. All right, so I'm gonna go back. I kind of like this actually. I don't want to switch back. Let me go to the other camera. You'll see what I'm. Yeah, see, I'm like kneeling down behind my computer. So let me go back to the 50. Whoa. All right, I'm gonna stick with this for the end of the live stream because I really like it. I think that's all I got to say. Let me check, make sure. Capture card. Thank you, Marcelo Morales. That was a long time ago, I'm sure. Capture card, yeah. An encoder or capture card. That's what they're called. So again, Camlink 4K, really narrow. Description, this isn't sponsored or anything. I'm just telling you how I do it. This isn't an advertisement. I just really like it, and it's the cheapest option to do so, and looks really good. And you'll see this setup, maybe not this close, but you'll see this set up on those worship people live stream as well, which on the REAWAKEN Hymns channel is coming up in 2 days. On Thursday, I'm going to talk to Spencer Cormany, who runs the Leading Worship Well Instagram page. You might have seen that before, and website. Just gives daily worship leading tips. So I'm going to talk to him on those worship people live on Thursday. And I think that's all I had to say. Just wanted to show you my new live stream setup, test it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I don't have anything else to say. So thanks, and I will see you back here next week for another video.